Welcome to the Wellness Biz Academy, where we turn passionate practitioners into profitable practice owners. I'm Cass Duffield, corporate business strategist and naturopath, showing you how to build a thriving practice with simple, proven systems that work. Let's create the practice that you long to have, because it's time to start living your passion and growing your practice. Hi everyone and welcome. It's Cass Duffield here, and on today's episode of Soulful Marketing Unleashed, we're exploring the entrepreneurial mindset, in particular, the common roadblocks I see business owners struggling with on their journey towards success, the mindset barriers that I see are stopping you from reaching your goals. Now, you've probably heard me say before that I don't believe you can happy thought your way to $1 million. You also have to do the things that will create it. But mindset is a really crucial part of the entrepreneurial puzzle, because you need to have the confidence, the drive, the positivity to keep going until you reach your goals. Your mind is a really potent tool, and it's one that could be your best asset or your worst adversary. That is why today we are going to cover a number of different mindset blocks and the ones that I commonly see entrepreneurs facing when they're working with me. My hope is that forewarned is forearmed, and you'll see these potentially cropping up for you and be able to take action before they start to hold you back. Mindset monkey number one that I want to talk about is the fear of failure. This is a really big one. This comes up for so many people that I work with. A fear of failure can be such a dominant issue, and it can really hold you back from reaching your full potential. I've seen a fear of failure stunt the growth of entrepreneurs. I've seen it stop them taking opportunities, and I've seen it limit their success. The entire idea of being in business is actually to not avoid failure. It's actually to fail fast and then move on. You won't always make the right moves. You won't always make the right decisions, and that is perfectly okay. If something does fail or flop, the best thing you can do is not see failure as a stop sign, and instead see it as a stepping stone towards success. You need to be able to reframe your failure and focus instead on the learnings that you can get from it, and use those learnings as motivation to push even closer forward towards your goals, and take those learnings as data to make changes to what you're doing so it is even better next time. One thing that I'd like to point out here while we're discussing the fear of failure is a question for you. What is there to be afraid of, really? The worst thing that can happen is actually nothing. And if nothing happens, then friends, you are exactly where you are now. You're actually no worse off. You're not further back. And as I see it, you're actually further ahead, because you've learnt some really valuable information. So I want you to stop seeing failure as something that's holding you back, and I want you to see it as something that you don't have to be afraid of. Move forward. Now, next up is the good old imposter syndrome. Now, if you want to look this one up, it's defined as being a pervasive mindset issue, a belief that you are not as competent as others, you're not as competent as some people might perceive you to be, or you're not as competent as you think you should be. I'm going to share my thoughts here with you in complete honesty, because you know how I feel about imposter syndrome. You've probably heard me speak on this before. In the work that I do, most times when people use the term imposter syndrome, it is used as an excuse. People tell me, I can't do that because I have imposter syndrome, or my imposter syndrome is stopping me from doing the thing that I want to do. So that's just an excuse. That's not an issue. I think it's important to be really clear with yourself. Am I making excuses, or do I really have imposter syndrome? Now, if you actually really do have imposter syndrome and you do feel that you're not as capable as you should be, firstly, I want you to look at the reasons for feeling that way and be really honest about it. Is it because you don't have the qualifications that you need? Is it because you don't have the experience that you feel you need? Is it because clients have given you bad reviews? What is the reason behind it? You can always unpack them. And if it is that you don't feel you have the right qualifications, you can do something about that. If you don't have enough experience, you can get more experience. If someone's left you a bad review, you can reach out to them and ask them for more information about it. You can talk to them about it and find out why. And then that's amazing information to make what you do better for the next person. But for those of you who are really struggling with imposter syndrome, the best thing that I find you can do is to start celebrating your achievements, be them big or small. You need to start recognizing all that hard work that you're putting in, and you really need to listen to your clients when they give you compliments and when they praise your work. We as humans have this problem where we hear negative information and we weight that more heavily in our mind than positive. You could have 100 positive reviews from a client, and then you get one nasty review and a refund request, and that's all that you can think of. So be really honest with yourself when those things crop up and celebrate your achievements. Look at how much great work you're doing. The next mindset issue that I see all the time is comparisonitis. Comparisonitis is where you find yourself comparing your business and what you do to others. You are comparing yourself to them and you feel that you're falling short. This comparison trap can be so detrimental, and I'm going to call you out on it. It is completely wrong. It is super easy for you to scroll through socials and look at what others are saying or doing. You can compare yourself to these and feel that they're doing so much better than you are. The truth is, though, you are seeing just a snippet of what they're doing, and generally it's a glittered up snippet, one that they want you to see. The person that is all over your groups and networking talking about how busy their business is and how full their books are probably aren't doing as well as they say they are, or they wouldn't have the time to be on social media. So start to look at those things through a different lens and be really critiquing of what you see, because comparisonitis can steal your joy. It can steal your motivation. It can steal your love for your business. And I don't want that for you. So I want you to try to not fall into that trap. The next little mindset monkey we are going to talk about and bring to light here is perfectionism. Hands up, friends, who struggles with this one? I know some of you do. Striving for perfection, holding yourself to unrealistic expectations. It's a really common problem. The thing is, while you are trying to be perfect, it will slow your progress. It will hold back your productivity, and it will actually increase your stress. I'm a really big believer of aim for done, perfect it later. And you've probably heard me say that before. I say that a lot. So instead of worrying about whether or not something is perfect, I would rather you just make progress. Progress itself allows for flexibility, it allows for growth, it allows for learning. So try to think in any situation, what is the next logical step that I can take right now to complete this task? And then go and do that. If you're aiming for progress over perfection, your business will grow faster. Your business will be more adaptable to change, and you will get much faster learnings along the way. So you will reach those big goals quicker than the other businesses who are still aiming for perfection. Another mindset issue that holds back entrepreneurs is being resistant to change. Change really is constant in business, particularly in economic times that are a bit more challenging. If you are resisting change, you could be limiting your growth, your business's growth. You could be missing out on opportunities. You could be less innovative than you could be were you more flexible. So try to be flexible, pivot when you need to, and take advantage of new opportunities that show themselves. Another mindset roadblock for entrepreneurs is limiting beliefs. Our beliefs can either propel us forward or they can keep us chained up and shackled. In the entrepreneurial world, I see two types of limiting beliefs holding back business owners more than any others. And one is self-limiting beliefs. The other is limiting money beliefs. When we're talking about belief and limiting those self-beliefs, we're talking about negative self-talk. We're talking about you not feeling good enough, not experienced enough, or simply not capable enough. And this will stall your progress and it will stall your success. You need to start challenging any of those limiting beliefs that come up and replace them with empowering messages. Try things like positive affirmations or words that are going to cultivate a more positive and growth mindset for you. The second limiting belief around money is one that comes up all the time when I'm working with entrepreneurs, and it can really hold back you from creating the business that you really dream of having. Take a minute to think about your beliefs around money and your money mindset. Do you think it needs amending? Does it need adjusting? What do you think about money? What do you feel about money? Do you feel that money's hard to come by, that you have to work hard for it, that you have to work a job that you don't like to be able to earn it? Do you feel that people with money are better than you, not as good as you, are not as great people? All those beliefs that you have that aren't conscious to you are impacting your ability to earn the money and the success that you deserve in your business. So if you have a feeling perhaps that people can't afford to work with you or that you don't deserve to earn a good living, what's going to happen is clients won't show up and you won't earn a good living. Maybe you believe that monetary success makes you a bad person. Maybe you feel it decreases the benefits that you're offering your clients because you're a healer or a helper. All of those things are going to stop you from creating the business that you want to have. I worked with these with myself years ago, and it's an ongoing process. Every year I'm working on different money and limiting beliefs because we're in a constant state of up-level and change. I find a journal here is a really great tool for me to start uncovering my limiting beliefs and to challenge them. So you might find that really useful as well. Next, I've got a question for you. Who feels like creating their dream business or the success that they really want to have is harder or it's taking longer than they'd like? If you answered yes, you are not alone. Most entrepreneurs will answer yes to that question as well. A lack of patience, though, is another common mindset issue, and it's going to hold you back from creating a sustainable long-term business. The problem is when you are impatient in those early stages, you jump over some important foundational steps in creating your business, and you jump over those in lieu of trying to build it faster. The thing is, those foundational steps will always come back to cause problems when they're not done properly. It's like a house with rocky foundations. You can build on top of that, but eventually the house is going to crack and fall down. So don't skip those foundational elements. Building a business, it does take time. It does take patience. But if you can trust the journey, if you have a plan and goals of where you want to take it, the rewards will be so worth it. So you've just got to stick out the journey. The final mindset issue that we will cover in today's episode is glossing over or undervaluing your small wins. So often I see entrepreneurs neglecting their small victories. They're so focused on the big goals, they're not celebrating the small ones. Celebrating those small wins along the way is so important for your motivation and for your confidence. And every one of those small wins is still a milestone towards your success. So I want you to take the time to recognize and celebrate every single forward step, no matter how big, no matter how small. A great way to get in the habit of doing this is something that I've always done in my business, which is the good, better, and best goals. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, whether it's a launch, a promotion, a product, a new service, a challenge, whatever it is, I set up a little table with goals, good, better, and best. And it's more than just monetary. Yes, I will have an income goal, good, better, and best. But I will also look at the increase to my email list signups, registrations. I'll look at things like discovery calls, conversion rates. There can be a number of different goals I'll look at depending on the activity that I'm talking about, but I will have a good, a better, and a best. So good is the one that I'm happy to achieve. Better is the one that I'm happier still to achieve. And best is the epitome of what I'd love to do in that particular phase, in that particular launch, for example. Now, with more than one financial goal, this gives you a great amount of things to be aiming for. So you have a lot of different wins that you can be celebrating. And they're more than just financial. So should you not hit the financial goal for whatever that promotion, product, service, etc. is, you have a number of other goals and other great metrics that you can learn from as well. As I start to wrap up this episode today on the mindset and the traps that could be holding you back, I want to take a minute, friends, to remind you about self-care. Prioritizing your health and your well-being while you build your business is really so important. This is something that I learned the hard way, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping you guys to build your business the right way from the beginning. I have been very open in the years that I've done this about the health challenges that I've had, the severe burnout that I've had, and I don't want any of you going through those things. The whole hustle culture mindset, it's gone. People now realize that you don't need to hustle to build your business. You don't need to burn the candle at both ends to build your business. So I want to just take this minute to remind you to always be taking care of you as well as your clients, as there really is nothing more important than your health and wellness. Self-care is not a luxury, and it is not selfish. Take the time that you need to take care of you. So friends, as we get to the end and I want to wrap up, I'd like you to realize that in this world of entrepreneurship, particularly for soulful entrepreneurs in our healing and helping spaces, mindset is such an important part of your business. So important, in fact, it's actually one of the 3 success pillars that I teach all of my one-to-one clients. And it's something that I'll be sharing in my upcoming free challenge, Panic to Planned 2024. So if you're not already registered to join me for this free training, have a look in below the show notes. You'll find a link there and you can register. Panic to Planned is about putting your big dreams into actionable goals and setting a plan for you to activate in 2024. I'd love to have you there for the challenge, so grab that link in the show notes. Moving forward, keep your mindset positive, stay motivated, and stay open to possibilities. Embrace failures and learn from them. Shatter that impostor syndrome and escape the comparisonitis. Aim for progress over perfection. Challenge your limiting beliefs and prioritize your self-care. It's a core foundation of building a successful business. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. This is Kat Stuffill on Soulful Marketing Unleashed. Thank you for listening to the Wellness Business Academy podcast with me, Kat Stuffill. If you are interested in growing your practice, come get my free guide, the Practice Success Toolkit, at katstuffill.com or grab it in the show notes. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.